time we have remaining, one thing I wanted to bring up for my listeners that are into the bizarre and the strange and the weird and the crypto and the UFO and all
Sure.
that kind of stuff. So like I always appreciate the fact that 311's got this connection to like UFO and alien culture. I was super excited being a weird kid in the 90s when I bought the Blue album and I opened it up and I saw that you guys were wearing the gray alien kind of eyeliner or the makeup and the cool like NASA photos on the inside, and like I see a lot of your tour art, very heavy on UFO art, and where does that come from you guys? You guys just like the looks of it, or do you like out there in the California Arizona deserts, and do you see things or experience things?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know guys have experienced some things, but you know, back with the Blue record, I think that came from you know, SA and I were listening to Coast to Coast a lot, Coast to Coast AM, Art Bell, back then, and of course, just a lot of different books that were out back then. You know, this is kind of, you know, before the internet and everything. And it was just a subject that we were interested in. And you know, I've always been of the philosophy that, you know, one of my favorite things to have in the adventure of life is mysteries. And mysteries are so intriguing and, you know, make you, you know, think or ponder about different scenarios and different realities and different situations that exist, because we're simply just kind of mere humans here and just can't really understand the full scope of everything that is going on. I mean, you can only see a certain section of the light spectrum. You can only hear a certain spectrum of the audio frequencies that are available. And when you sort of realize that and can imagine, you know, what else might exist, you know, and what else can't you see? And so it just opens up, you know, and some people will be like, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And some people will be like, well, who knows, you know, and that's, you know, and that just intrigues, it's intriguing to, you know, sort of, I don't know. It's just a really exciting thing for me to ponder different scenarios in that. And in terms of where we were coming from as young guys, we were in our 20s and stuff, you know, we were, you know, and you hear about all this stuff or stories about from Area 51 or whatever it is. It's pretty interesting, but I also know that, I guess the best way to say it is like, you know, maybe you'll never know. And maybe some of this is disinformation and maybe some of it is real. And so I just try and keep an open mind to the possibilities of both. And I base it off of my experience in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's things that you would want to be true that are exciting or different or out of the norm of normal life that we're all used to. And those things are exciting, but sometimes I got to get rid of my bias and understand that, you know, anything's possible. It could be disinformation. It could be other entities that are maybe not from outer space, or maybe they're from underground, or maybe they're from, and I will say it, over the ice wall. You just, you know, because there is the term extraterrestrial. So terrestrial meaning lands.
Right.
So I keep an open mind about it. And for me, that's fun. For me, that's exciting. And for some people, I guess it troubles them.
Yeah.
And for some people, they might be scared about it. And, you love those people that ridicule it right away. And it's like, they're the people that know. And it's like, well, I'm not saying one thing or another is true, but I'm saying I don't think anybody knows the truth. I don't think anyone knows exactly where you're living. I don't think you know if there are beings from another planet or underground or over an ice wall. But for me, like I said, it's just extremely fun to think about these things and ponder, and I have a blast with it. But yeah, back in the day, it came from us wanting to investigate mysteries, wanting us to hear more of people's experiences that say they had an experience. And that's sort of where it came from. Now, we still do that imagery, but it's sort of a different thing for me now.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, and I understand, the Air Force is saying that they showed this. Here's video of this. Here's video of that. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, I still don't know.
Yeah.
I still don't know. So I know what I want to be true, but I still don't know. But the imagery that we still use is simply because we've had this sort of style or motif about that in the past, and just carrying that on into the future. And I'm sure if you ask the guys in the band, they're all going to have different opinions about this subject. And and it's something we don't talk about. And but like I said, for me, it's just mysteries are one of the greatest things, especially for a young mind to want to know the truth, to explore it, and to be intrigued by it and interested in it. And it's a healthy process to question things, and it's a healthy process to reinvestigate what you might have been told as a young person, and just to open those beliefs up and reinvestigate those, to me, is very fulfilling and very fun. So
I love that answer. I love everything about it, because now we both have some gray in our beards. So, I mean, we've had some time to think about these things. And for me, when I was younger, I was always like the pursuit of answers and looking for this and looking for truth. And now I'm more resigned to the fact that these are mysteries and they're not going to be solved in my lifetime. And that's okay, because I'm having fun exploring them. And you mentioned Art Bell.
Yes.
In my studio, I've got a framed,
awesome.
Got a framed Art Bell picture right there.
There he is.
I love it. And I'm so appreciative of the time that we've been able to share these ideas and talk about your career and just about Omaha and about good times and bad. And to have you on my show, what a treat, man. I really appreciate everything that you've done musically, your career, how you've been a good ambassador for our city and state and our high school, and just everything else, man. Thanks for your time, and thanks for everything that you do.
Oh, thanks so much, Brian. Anytime, man, you want to do this, just let me know. Thank you.
Word up. Word up in